Adam Glapiński, head of the National Bank of Poland, has said that the country's interest rates are now at an adequate level following a series of rate hikes. The Monetary Policy Council, the Polish central bank rate-setting body, decided to keep the reference interest rate at 6.75% on Wednesday. According to our assessment today, the current level of the NBP rates is adequate, Glapiński said at the press conference on Thursday. The RPP left rates unchanged for the fifth time running, following 11 consecutive increases aimed at curbing inflation. Glapiński added that the Central and Eastern European countries have pursued similar policies. They have reached a level and stopped. However, inflation is far from being contained, according to the NBP head. We don't think the inflation is low, he said. Inflation is very, very high. Glapiński continued, adding that it was far too soon to consider rate cuts and that the hike cycle has been formally concluded. The prices of consumer goods and services, CPI, went up to 16% year-on-year and 0.1% month-on-month in December 2022, and inflation in the whole of 2022 was the highest since 1997. But Glapiński expressed an optimistic view about the inflation path, claiming that the CPI will be substantially lower by the fourth quarter of 2023. Our projections show that it could be somewhere around 8% in the last quarter. It could be 7.7, perhaps 7.8, about 8%, he said. We can see a light in the end of the tunnel. This happy moment when we finally enjoy inflation going down month by month, the central bank head said. According to the Professor Glapiński, some data indicate that the peak of inflation will be lower than the NBP projection assumes. We do the projection on a quarterly basis. For the first quarter, we projected over 19% inflation, but not 20%. The premises show that inflation will be lower than we projected, than 19.8%, while how much in which month, it is difficult to say, the NBP president explained. In general, we expect inflation in the first quarter to be lower than our projection assumes. Poland's economic prospects are significantly better than for many other European countries, Glapiński pointed out. Asked about Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki's suggestion of a possible interest rate cuts later this year, the central bank governor stressed that the head of the government can say what he thinks is appropriate, but the decisions are made by the Monetary Policy Council, which is made up of 10 people who made the decision themselves by voting. Even my views, it's only 1/10 of vote. Only there is a tie. It's my vote that decides, he recalled. Our position as the NBP, based on results of the work of Economic Analysis Department, is that it is too early to talk about anything at the moment. We are not even formally closing the cycle of increases, he stressed. NBP president said, we are making sure that the zloty is a strong currency. We make sure that the exchange rate of the zloty is right, that the zloty is a strong currency. We have never sought to weaken the zloty. We are not trying to make this exchange rate grow. There is no need for that. And it is supposed to be free to grow once, to weaken once, to cushion the shocks that the global economic situation brings, Glapiński told on a press conference. He added, the zloty is the currency of which there are biggest flows and biggest speculations. We are a large economy with a free currency and incredibly attractive connections, Glapiński stated. The NBP president also noted that there are statements that joining the Eurozone, for example, would lower inflation. Those in favor of the euro, in particular, are those who do not like Poland, who would like to liquidate Poland as an independent and sovereign country, who like Poland to be some kind of province, a land in a European country. Often, these are former Marxist-Leninists who once thought about the liquidation of all states and creation of a worker-proletarian communist entity, the kind of Euro-America, said the NBP president.